Welcome to Healing Power of Divine Universe. I am a messenger from the higher power, and God is here today with another important message. Please like and share this video as God is trying to heal this sick world, and I am never to shut up as I am a messenger from God himself. I will go over the tarot cards and oracle cards I pulled, and then I will go on to the channeled message. We have Son of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Postponement. The Fool. Somebody stepping off that cliff into the unknown. Moving on. Slander. People telling lies no more, as the community admitted they lied to cover up a cult in Wyoming, Montana, and Utah too, and are so caught as they are being watched and listened to again today too. By the way, they said thank you to Mike too. Destiny. Slander. Destiny. We have Four of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Fake attorneys. Stop corruption. Stop corruption in Wyoming, Utah, and Montana. Thank you, Colorado, again for stopping corruption. XOXOXOXO. Balance. Seven of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have letting go. The Lovers, sign of Gemini, choices in love. Doesn't have to be a Gemini. You are fucking stupid to believe you were getting away with it. This came out in my last reading, I believe. Isolation. Somebody's been in isolation, healing, trying to move on from the sicknesses they've been plagued with. Three of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, waiting for their ships to come in. Needing help now. Awareness. Three of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Trust. We have Knight of Dragonflies, Knight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have take a fucking shower. Stop from getting away with taking those showers that don't work. Now they see I am that badass to be. PU, smell rotten. We see the bitch you claim to be. PU, you stink. So somebody stinks. Grief. Six of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have wearing wires for information, narc, undercover police. And last but not least, we have financial and material changes. Okay, I'm going to move on to the channeled message. It's pretty long, so. Again, we are here today to be a narc too, as I refuse to stop even though my life is not in danger, as God is here too. I am aware my videos are actually being heard across this fucked up nation, as they too are mostly addicts too that are in need of help too. So I am never to stop speaking out this way too, even though I am so exhausted too. Now I see the real reality of who is the cult leader here in this toxic town in Rawlins, Wyoming. I worked for him for a day and a half and said no way, as he was a man that was so bad I could feel his energy. And that woman's too, that is married to that corrupt sheriff too. And I said no way again, as they are so toxic. And by the way, that restaurant poisons people too, and they drink and smoke weed all day there to cover up the fact that they too are too fucked up to provide food that is good and healthy, as they too are now rats too. And by the way, you need to shower every day when you prepare food too. So that says a lot to us about those rotten, stinky people too. They also claim to be a male woman from Rawlins, Wyoming, going to Lander, Wyoming, but in reality move drugs and guns for that Dave R too, and tried to get me loaded while I worked there too. But again, I am that real high priestess that really does feel people's energy, and said no way, and will again today, and point you out for lying too, as she claims to be psychic too. If she is, then why do you claim to hear God say nothing? God is sick of you conning people too, and that investigator too is aware who she is too, and will press charges too, as they know she lied to Sonny too, and is so caught and has begun to rot too. Now again, I suggest people not pay a psychic, as we work for God, and God is aware we do not own those messages, by the way, and is pissed off they claim to hear him every day to con you too. And by the way, that investigator proved I am who I claim, as he investigated me too. He found the real acoustic records on my real family too, that a cult leader tried to say was my Aunt Geneva, who is not a rat. I'm sorry about the noise, that's the wind outside. As I can smell her too. And by the way, you are never to say my mother's name to anyone, as she knows you killed her too for that $20. She is haunting you and told me to say fuck you, as you are that bad lay, as Chris said, to steal your family records. And he too hates you and is not getting away with stealing my daughter's life too. And God says to you, fuck you too. And by the way, your dad isn't here too, as he was a cult leader too. And you are so caught and are already rotting, as he hates that pussy smell that you wash 20 times a day, but can't stand those bugs too. Now again, you are aware Cora is there to say you need to tell that man I used to have. He is not getting away with killing those men, women, and those children today, and don't bother to try and hide them too, as they are watching all you through those cameras Sonny and I hid that day he poisoned her too. I am never going to stop until he is a corpse too, as who the hell is he to say those things about Sonny and my granddaughter, as he too was so in love with her too. He tried to say I am not her real father, but it was not for him to say that Andy owed her child support, and tell Amanda too she is so caught too, and that Nate too, as they set you all up too. They decided yesterday to rat on you, Geneva, the most, as they all said P.U., and you can't say that pussy isn't rotting away, as they make you bathe in that tub I spelled too. Now who are you to say fuck you? And by the way, I am there today to haunt that stinky man that owned my granddaughter too. She hates him the most, as he raped her too, and she knew it too. That you too raped her too, and Sonny won't kill you, as she is too ill too, and is seeking the death penalty, by the way. And that girl is, by the way, the real CIA, and is not ever letting you pretend to be her mother again. LOL. You seriously believed no one cared about my wonderful badass daughter? Well, they all do the most, as she is that mother that you wanted to be too, but were a whore and also raped him too. By the way, he and his wife are not spelled, as Sonny loves him too, and he is about to rat on you too, and is to say fuck you, you monster, as God showed him what you did to him too, and he is not to say I love you today anymore. And that young man you claim to be with is also pressing charges, as you stalk him and his wife and kids too, and he is so sick of you smelling too, and also chose Sonny, as she is that witch kicking your ass too. He also turned to God and prays for her and not you, and really says you are a schizophrenic, as those drugs are eating your brain away. So keep them up, as that brain is going to fry anyway when you get the death penalty too. And by the way, Dylan is here to say fuck you too, as you gave his soul away for those drugs that day too. Now again, I am there to say I am to never run away from my daughter again, as she is a woman that loved you the most too, up until you were sleeping with our husbands too. And by the way, you can tell Mark Martinez I love him, as you too hated me too for that monster. I am proud to say he ratted yesterday, and he loves Sonny the most, and got drunk and decided to tell a CIA woman he is not dead anyway. And they said okay and thank you, by the way, as he raped her too with you, and he said your name while they recorded him. So tell him hey when you see him in that real courtroom. And by the way, Leanne is that rotten pussy too that said fuck you too, and that drunk Lee too, as they decided to tell on you, Lori, and that schizophrenic Stacy too. So God says thank you. Thank you, Cora, again for loving Sonny the most, and Jazz too, as she can't wait to see the real you too. By the way, Rome is where I want to land, so please say okay and be on your way here soon, as I love you more than you can ever imagine. Also, thank you for not choosing Geneva too, and Ted, by the way, is not to say he owned you too, as I moved you away. I am not to say, but Mama is really worried every day, so please help her next. And by the way, her storage is number 9, so please take that too, as she is worried too. And tell them to pay CenturyLink and her no heat too. Also send that money, as she needs to be able to buy a new phone too. And you are there always. She is never to believe they sold you too. I love you the most too, and thank you for believing us too. Your granny loves her booby the most. I am not sorry to call you that, and and don't get mad, or I will kick that skinny ass too. LOL, just joking. Granny is so proud of you and your mom too. I miss kissing those cheeks too, and reading to you too. And now your mom is crying too. I am always with her and you too. XOXOXOXOXO. Merry Christmas in Rome, girls, as I'll be there too. I promise, Sonny, this is almost over. Tell Puddles I hear her whining too, and Boxer is that king too in the realms, and will kill for you too. Peace and blessings.